Oh, there we go. Yay. It's working. Hopefully everybody finds me now after all that. Okay, or we'll see if everybody comes here. Who comes in? TJ Oshie out week to week. TJ Oshie is out. Zach Whitecloud signs an extension. $2.75 million. I would say they got a pretty good deal there. Hey Vernon, how you doing? Zach Whitecloud signs an extension. How many years is that? Is that 6-year contract? I'd say that's a pretty sweet deal. 6-year extension at 2.75. I'd say they did a good job. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't work. Didn't work the first time, so I had to reboot it. Rem Pitlick and Matt Zuccarello put on COVID protocol to play Seattle tonight. Connor Timmins and Carter Hutton. Now, okay. Arizona is playing this guy Provitsev or something like that. He hasn't had good numbers anywhere his whole career, but he's been on fire in the AHL. Prosvetov. But he's been on fire in the AHL. The last 3 games, he's posted a 1.37. Don't you? I get this sick feeling that this is the game because, you know, Tampa's going to come out thinking that they won the game already. They do it all the time. They don't seem to be embarrassed about it when they lose to teams like this. Like, it's just the same thing over. They'll do it again. It's a regular season. I imagine Elliott will be in net, although they just played Elliott. So, and of course, Cooper doesn't tell you until the last second who's going to be in net. Oh my gosh, the Canucks are putting Yaroslav Halak in net against the Flyers. Are you kidding me? They don't want to win. Vancouver doesn't want to win games. What's their record right now? Like, standings. Let's look at their record right now. Three, 3-1. Okay. Have they really had 3 wins? I didn't think they had 3 wins yet. Who the heck do you take in that game now? Yeah, I gotta see. I gotta think the Canes will beat Boston there. After playing Florida last night, I know Boston's gonna come out like a bat out of hell the first period though. I could see over first period there because they're gonna want to get ahead early. But with Swayman and Anderson in that, it's kind of hard to go over first period. But I could see that. It'll be interesting to see how the Canes play Boston first thing. But okay, are they playing a back-to-back? Is it just because Jones is in net No, they're not playing it back-to-back. I guess they want Demko for the Oilers, but Demko could still play against the Oilers. Halak and Jones in net tonight. Philadelphia on a back-to-back. But I still don't... that's got to be over. What the heck is the... Yeah, well, no, it's not. Yeah, you lost a home game in overtime, but you lost a home game in overtime against the Detroit Red Wings. All they had to do was pressure their defense. Is there any team in the league is there any other team in the league that does it more besides maybe Tampa that play down to their competition? I should have known. That was ridiculous that they lost that game. And they were up 2-0 right off the get-go. So just keep playing your game, but they started getting back on their heels, and I don't know. Pretty crazy if you ask me. That 3 overtime losses at home this year? Really? And you would think that team would be able to do well in overtime. I'd say Detroit is a little faster, though. Did you hear Lauren, did you hear the signing by Vegas? They signed Zach Whitecloud to a 6-year, $2.75 million extension. That seems like a pretty good deal to me for them. 6 years. How old is Zach Whitecloud? Zach Whitecloud. Did I get rid of all my cap families? He's injured right now too, isn't he? Yeah, he's injured. Oh, he's from Brandon, Manitoba. Oh my gosh, Vegas is like a freaking paradise for him. No wonder he signed that. He is 24, so until he's 30 years old. Nice deal for him that he gets long term. And pretty good cap hit, I would say. I mean, he could still develop into a top 4 defenseman at $2.75 million. Not too shabby, especially like 3 or 4 years from now. You don't know why who would do that. Oh, nice. You're off work today. Right on, buddy. How's it going, buddy? This is Doug Masta, a good buddy of mine from Detroit. He's a Detroit Red Wings fan. Came in at the right time when Detroit met. What a terrible night. Like, I just got absolutely... I gotta go. I gotta make appointments to Perlo's House of Spanking for a week there. After last night, that was just absolutely horrible. I didn't get I've had worse nights, but anything that was a significant pick, did not win last night. Doing pretty good. I'm feeling a little under the weather actually, but besides that, I'm doing all right. I do believe Vegas is in on getting. I think they're the ones that are the most interested or determined to get Eichel. But okay, so I was talking to Peyton on the radio, and I don't know where he heard this, but the first of all, let me talk about this. Okay, this is what he heard. This is what he heard the offer was that they're kind of bandying about. William Karlsson, Riley Smith, Peyton Krebs, and a first. I think it's tough for them to get rid of all those forwards. I'm more inclined to think that there's a defenseman involved there somewhere. Peter Oh, somebody was talking about Peter Deliberatory. Have you heard of him before? I never heard of him. He got, 20 points in 20 games in the NCAA last year. 20 years old. It's not bad. You better be big. 5'11", yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be the case. But it was like Karlsson, Smith, Krebs, and a first. And what they don't want to give up Krebs. They're drawing the line at Krebs. Yeah, no goaltending is involved in this deal. Yeah, well, nobody's doing that. So that's never going to happen. There's no way anybody... you'd have to get Chiarelli back in the league before that would ever happen again. Before that would ever happen. Maybe if he had Chiarelli in the league, he might do it. Yeah, Capitals do that crap all the time. Or not all the time, but they do it more often than most teams. They lose to teams that they should beat quite a bit. No doubt about it. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Trying to wait for a couple more. I'm going to share this out. I want to get some more people in here before we start doing picks. Hey, who came in? Somebody came in. Yeah, they do it all the time. Now, the team that I could see losing to Arizona is Tampa. I'm taking them tonight. You know they're going to lose. I never get them right. It would be, maybe that'll be the embarrassment that they need to, hey, Elliot, how you doing? Welcome in the lab, my friend. Maybe that'll be the embarrassment that they need to not undervalue teams. It's Swayman tonight. Swayman is in Boston tonight. It's Boston on a back-to-back. So they're playing Swayman as a backup because usually the backup is the one that plays the second game of the back-to-back. But in this case, I'm not so sure about that because you're playing Carolina. You could try to go ahead with Calgary. They are playing 4 games in 6 nights, but they're playing like beasts. And Pittsburgh's pretty injured. There's a good possibility they could take that game the way they're playing right now. For sure. I can't tell you the Blues one though, buddy. Send $10 via email transfer, and then maybe I can give you that. Well, it's Colorado. I mean, it's Colorado. Colorado still has the lure from before. I'm just. It's so hard to take a team playing 4 games in 6 nights, I'd say, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was considering putting that in as a tie. To Smith in for Pittsburgh. I could see their legs starting to falter in the second half to third. They're human. They're only human. They've been playing hard, but they're going to have to grind this one out with Pittsburgh. I think they very well could take it, but yeah, Falk is playing really well. Tarasenko's crushing it, and Colorado's sort of struggling a little bit right now. So I don't know. They could get it together tonight. Is St. Louis at home on that one too, right? Yeah, and there's still a dog. 5-0-0 and a dog. He's been stripping pucks left and right. That's what he was always good at. Anything to see the Pens lose, yeah. It's 4 games in 6 nights. I'm pretty sure it's 4 games in 6 nights. They're not on a back-to-back. But let's look at what Calgary is, what they've had to do here. Yeah, they played the Rangers, New Jersey. Not a lot of travel in between. Pittsburgh. Telling you, I'm not feeling good. My computer runs so slow when I got OBS going here. So they played a Washington. Then 2 days later, they played the Rangers, then New Jersey. So that was their 3 games in 4. They beat them. They played them hard, and then now they have a day off and play Pittsburgh, and then they have a day off and play Philly at home. Oh my gosh. Philly coming back from a Western road trip yet. No. Philly at the end of a Western road trip. And their first game back from a long road. This is a tough freaking schedule that they're crushing right now. Is Buffalo dog money? Hey, Hockey News Reports. Thanks for coming in, man. Merlot. Merlot Perlo? What's the Merlot for? No, the Coyotes didn't take the Panthers to OT. They lost 5-3. They came back in the third. It's all about that kid, that rookie goaltender that they're going to play, who's been on a hot streak in the AHL right now. But I mean, if Tampa Bay plays with some intensity at all, they got to win that game, man. Buffalo is a dog. Yeah, they're on the road, right, against Anaheim. Yeah, I could see them keeping that close, yeah, at least. Doughty out for 8 weeks, yeah. Yeah. Bad time for Doughty to go, too. LA needed him. I think LA is in big trouble without Doughty for 8 weeks. At the end of that, they could be out of it before they got started. Especially with, Walker is out too. And I heard somebody else is out for them now. Like they are just injured all the poop. Who else is injured? Trevor Moore's playing on the third line. They got Kupari, Kaliev, and Grunstrom together. Who's injured? Oh yeah, no, I thought there was another one, but no. They got Kupari, Kaliev, and Grunstrom playing on the fourth line. Yeah, oh my gosh. Edler, Mata, Bjornford. Oh my gosh. Okay. Who are they playing tonight? LA? Winnipeg. And Winnipeg's putting in freaking Comrie and net, that's right. Nothing at NHL reports. Okay, I just did a video on that, but I got to do it again. I'm going to put one out tomorrow morning on what's going on in Chicago there. Because when I did it, I didn't make it clear that Bill Wirtz is no longer alive anymore. When are they saying that this happened? Was it 2007? Buffalo's a dog because stats makers go like back further than the year that they're playing at the moment. And, Buffalo's just had an absolutely horrible record, and they just happen to have a bit of a winning streak going on. So, and they're on the road. And they're on the road. Watch out for Anaheim, Elliot. I'm telling you, watch out for Anaheim. Those guys are gelling really well right now, but I think it could be close. 2010. Okay, so it happened in 2010. Bill Wirtz died in 2007. Right? So Rocky would have been there in 2010 if it happened then. When? Let's look up Beach. Let's see where Beach was drafted. Chris Beach. And we'll go back to the Eichel trade here in a second. Have I got the right player here? Is that Chris? What was his name again? Oh, okay. Kyle Beach, right? Yeah. When was that? When was he drafted? Okay, 2000. He was drafted was he drafted in 2006? So yeah, that happened in 2010. Okay, that helps. So when I do the video, it had to be 2010. Bill Wirtz died in 2007. So he can't be held accountable. Oh yeah, this even makes it more. Okay, I'll take a look at what you just sent there. $2008. So it had to be 2010. So I'm going to redo the video again because I had my dates wrong about when Bill Wirtz died. Bill Wirtz was dead already. So Rocky Wirtz was actually the manager at the owner at the time. So what, like, oh, okay, wait till I do the video tomorrow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Here he is acting like everybody else is the problem. And nobody's asked Rocky, hey, buddy, how did you not know? Like, absolutely ridiculous. He's throwing everybody under the bus. I'm doing a video on it because McDonough was president at the time? But no, Rocky took over as president in 2007. Let me look it up. Rocky Wirtz, Wikipedia. Ownership of the Blackhawks. Wirtz inherited the Blackhawks upon the death of his father in 2007. You are the #1 natural disaster in Switzerland? Randy K. Yeah, it'd be a fair thing to do. I gotta watch what I say here because I'm not supposed to be talking about gambling. Doesn't matter. He was still there. Who cares if he was chairman? He was still the prime owner of it. He was the owner of the team. He was given ownership by his father in 2007. The fact that he had somebody else running as president doesn't mean anything. They can't get a hold of McDonough anywhere. They've been trying to get a hold of McDonough and they can't get a hold of him anywhere. Just because you're an owner doesn't mean you have to be the president. So, like, Rocky's sitting on his high horse going, oh, we want, he's getting rid of Bowman and all of this stuff like this. And you hear people saying, well, Taves should have known, Kane should have known, blah, 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 blah. But they can't find McDonough. I just find it very hard to believe they kept all of this away from him. Anyways, we talked about this a lot. I'll do a video about it tomorrow. Let's talk about this Eichel trade. So, I don't know if you're aware of it, Hockey News Reports. Yeah, he was let go for whatever reason, and then Wirtz took over. Guess who would have fired him? Wirtz. Hot Take Hockey, how you doing? So, Hot Take Hockey, we can't get away from this topic, and it is a big topic. John the Beast, John at Hot Take Hockey. Woo! I gotta ask you something, buddy. Buddy boy. Buddy boy. Query me this, okay? How does a guy who was an owner of a team, his father died in 2007, right? Bill Wirtz died in 2007, gave the Chicago Blackhawks to his son, Rocky. And now Rocky's sitting up on some high horse like he didn't know what the heck was going on in 2010 when this all went down. Getting rid of Stan Bowman, like, oh, I can't believe what they did. You didn't know? Seriously? Seriously? Like, how stupid are you? All these rumors that everybody thinks that Taves and people should all know, Quenneville, they don't think that Rocky should have known at the time? I'll tell you, look at what I'm doing a video about this tomorrow. You can check it out. I got a theory about what happened here. I don't think we're seeing the whole story at all. Especially when you hear Taves talk about it, I'll show you a piece on The Athletic where they talk about an interview with Taves. And Taves basically said he doesn't believe that Stan Bowman had all the information. And I don't believe it either. I don't think Stan Bowman had. I think he was thrown under the bus and he's scared and he's leaving because he's afraid of what's going to happen if he says what actually happened. I think Rocky knew it all, and he's the one that covered up, and now he's making everybody else a scapegoat. That's what I think. I don't care what you say. I don't buy it, especially after hearing what Taves said. I don't buy it. There's no way you don't know. No way you don't know. No way. I don't believe that. Just like you think, if you don't know, then why do you think Quenneville or anybody else knows about it? If you don't think Rocky knows about it, then why do you think Quenneville knows about it? I don't buy it. He's hanging around the team all the time. I think nobody knew everything about it except for Rocky. And now he's trying to play games, getting rid of people, paying people off so it goes away, including Kyle Beach. I'm sure Kyle Beach is going to get paid handsomely out of this, and I don't blame him. I don't think it's wrong. Do what you think is right for your family and everything to move on in your life. Not anything like that, but I don't see how he doesn't know. So I'm doing a video on it. I did a video, but I didn't do it correctly. I had the timelines mixed up, but ownership freaking knew. No doubt about it. And now he's sitting up on his high horse acting like he didn't know. He's going to get paid handsomely, that's for sure. The Wirtzes are very, 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 very wealthy. So, and he's going to take it and he's going to look like he was whatever, but he'll get paid. So, and he could have got paid as an NHLer if that didn't happen to him. So I don't blame him in a lot of ways, but it's hard to say. That's a difficult decision for somebody. It's not for me. I probably would do the same thing. Take care of my family. So anyways, Hot Take Hockey. The other big thing we're talking about right now is Eichel getting traded to the Vegas Golden Knights. Oh, you want to talk about Toronto? You want to talk about Toronto a bit, Hot Take Hockey, since you're here? The big win against Chicago. That situation was like, for Toronto in that game, they kind of had to blow them out of the water, right? Because now it's just like, but you won against Chicago. It's not that impressive. Now, if they lost, what I'm saying is, like, if they lost, it would have been so devastating. It would have been unbelievably devastating. Like, yeah, people, like, I could just imagine the everything that would have been happening if they lost. And but if they won, it was like, yeah, but you beat Chicago. So they really, it's nothing yet. It's nothing. It's just Chicago. But the defense still looked bad. Campbell really saved them. Campbell really played extremely well. Thank God for that. Because if he wouldn't have had his best game, I don't think they win that game. They were, oh yeah. Well, yeah, I think Hot Take took off on us. That's too bad. I'm surprised Weichel isn't here right now. He's probably because he wanted them to lose. Weichel wanted them to lose. He wants Toronto to suck so Dubas and Keith get fired, which is really weird in a sense because if they do really well, then they probably don't deserve to be fired. But all right, well first of all let's get what did you think about that deal? Carlson, Smith, who is probably going to be a second round pick. Because he's a free agent. Carlson's on a sweet contract. Probably more of a second line center than anything. And then Krebs is the one that they won't touch. So that what I was saying is Krebs is off the table in the deal, apparently. So what do you give up instead of Krebs? And I guess they're like, no Krebs, no deal. So they're at an impasse right now. That's, after all the stuff I'm reading, that seems to be the thing. Like, I don't see any other piece that's going to work. Alex Tuck is out for 6 months. Like, I suppose he could have been part of the deal, but with him being out, I don't think so. And I don't see they don't have much for. They have, and that's the other thing. They have no prospects after that. That's one of the reasons why they don't want to let him go. I don't know what they're offering instead. Maybe that's why Jake Lecision is playing so much right now. Maybe they're trying to get him to take Jake Lecision or something. He's conflicted with the Leafs winning. Yeah, I bet he is. So would you do that deal? Carlson. First of all, would you do the deal if it was Carlson, Krebs, I mean, because you got to think about it. Like, if you put Eichel between Pacioretty and Stone, my gosh, that would be insane. But would they have the depth to be able to still win? When Tuck comes back, they have no Carlson anymore. So it would be like Chandler, Stevenson, Tuck, and no Smith either. It'd be like Chandler, Stevenson, Tuck when he comes back, and not much else. They probably got to get another player from Buffalo in that deal. They'll give up Krebs if Buffalo gives up somebody that can play as well. Maybe there's more. Maybe they give up more. But I don't know who. Vinny Hinostroza? Like, not going to be Victor Olofsson. Like, there's not much. Oh yeah, okay. So we're talking Toronto. Yeah, it was a much needed win, but I mean, they were in a situation where. Right on. Thank you, John. You're awesome. That's very awesome of you to do that. Uh, that was a that was a game where it was kind of like a no win or a very little win, because if they beat Chicago, they just beat Chicago. If they didn't beat Chicago, the stadium falls down. It would have been absolute disaster everywhere. Like it would have been a media fest like crazy. And they beat Chicago, so well, they just beat Chicago. Vegas will be over the cap when all their guys come back. Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure something out there. So, hot take. Okay, you left. Carlson, Krebs, Smith, and a first. Probably for Jack Eichel is what Buffalo is asking. And I just think that's way too much forward depth to give up for Eichel. I don't see how they can, as much as, not that Eichel's not worth that healthy, no doubt about it, but there's going to be Eichel, Stone, Pacioretty, and that's it. When Tuck comes back, you got a player. Tuck, Chandler, Stevenson, and Kolasar? Like, what are you going to do with that? You can stay on the LTIR? Yeah, I don't think... well, they can't because they need to give up salary, right? And I don't think Buffalo does that. Buffalo doesn't do that. Carlson, they got to give up salary somewhere. I thought of maybe working at a thing where they, like, that's why I don't think that's enough salary. I know Smith is $5 million, but yeah, I don't think that they're giving up enough salary to cover. They pretty much got to do dollar for dollar. And if I'm Buffalo, I'm not doing that deal. No, there's no way. If they can make the playoffs without him. I mean, if they do that deal, they have nobody. Like, Chandler Stevenson's their number one center again. Look at how they're playing right now without Stone and Pacioretty. Stone and Pacioretty comes in. Then you got Chandler Stevenson, Stone, and Pacioretty. Tuck is out for 6 months. You got nobody. Like, I don't even know if that lineup would make the playoffs. In that division, maybe, but don't forget, yeah, future HOF Patrick, yeah. Future Hall of Famer Patrick, for sure. Yeah, you got Patrick as your second line center. Patrick has looked like absolute... Kolasar looks better than Patrick. They'd have nobody in their lineup. Like, I suppose what they could do is they could trade for Eichel, keep him on the IR, use that cap space to bring in some players somehow, and then come playoff time, maybe. All right, thanks for coming in, buddy. I always peek into your streams there too. Sometimes I don't chat much because I'm usually talking with my family and stuff, but I usually peek in there every once in a while. I always love your stuff, man. Thanks for coming in. Everybody make sure you're subbed up to HTH like you're not already. He's got like the whole land subbed up to him now, so. Nolan Ryan, yeah. Nolan Ryan was one of the greatest pitchers of all time. Why did you ask that? There was a Ryan Nolan that played hockey. Patrick Nolan, that's it. Patrick Nolan? There's a Nolan Ryan, but Patrick Nolan, I don't know. Anyways, doesn't look like everybody's coming into the land here, so. If we don't have more people in, I probably just won't bother with picks today. We'll just talk about our picks from last night. So you only got 3 people. We'll just talk about the games. So, games last night. Let's just go over the games last night. There was only 5, right? Bruins versus Panthers. Yeah. Bruins-Panthers. That Bruins team just doesn't have enough depth, especially with Foligno injured. Now, what did we have? Lauren had 4-3 Bruins. CL 4-2 Bruins. Devondra and Perlo. Oh, I had 3-2 Panthers. There's 4-1 Panthers. Oh, CL was the closest. 4-1 Panthers. But 7-0 Panthers, yeah. And with all the Quenneville stuff going on and everything, it didn't stop them. But Boston needs to get some depth on that team. That is just Studnicka was playing. They finally put Charlie Coyle on the wing, and they had Studnicka playing on his line. But like DeBrusk is pretty much looks like a 4th liner now. Without Smith and without Foligno, that team is pretty pop gun. Got a pretty pop gun offense. Just relying, you stop the top line, you're good. Oh, and Tippett finally, what did they give Tippett for ice time finally? Did they finally start giving him now? It's just 12 minutes. Oh, because he was playing with Huberdeau, or he got caught out on the ice with Huberdeau. Yeah, well, you might as well go for it. Yeah. Washington does some silly stuff out there. You got to go? Okay, thanks for coming in. It's the depth. Like, when you compare it to Florida's depth, you got, like, their 2nd and 3rd line with Reinhardt, even with Lundell out, Lausterainen, Owen Tippett, Vetrano on the 4th line. Like, when the top line wasn't on, Florida could eat him alive. And Bobrovsky, of course, playing very well. See you later, Hockey News Reports. Bill Zito was with Columbus. He was with Columbus as an assistant for a long time. And he was in talks with teams for a long time before he got hired. Like, he was in talks with other teams for a long time. And I bet you they're all kicking themselves they didn't hire him now. But he was a Columbus guy. He learned from Kekalainen. You watch what Kekalainen does with that Columbus team. Maybe not this year, but not long. He'll have that team flying too. So we had Charlie Coyle had 5 shots on goal. He can always get shots, but he can't do anything. He doesn't have a great shot. Pasternak had 6. From what I saw from the game, Boston gave her all they could. They just don't have enough shooters in their lineup to beat a team like Florida very often. Seattle, Minnesota, nice. All right, let's look at the next game. Oh, I don't even want to talk about this game. Nobody had the Wings, that's for sure. We all had the Capitals. Oh, no, we did. Eichel had the Wings. Eichel went off and had the Wings. He's not even here today. He was the only one that took the Wings. 5-2 he took them too. Not too far off. CL. Oh, you come to rub it in. But it's not really rubbing it in because I like Philly too, so I'm glad they won. But then, well, we'll talk about that game in a second. I got lots to talk about with that game. Ovechkin with his 8th. Kuznetsov with his 5th. Ovechkin couldn't score twice. I lost so much on this. I had Washington over 3.5. I had the game over. I had Washington reg. Everything just went to poop in this game. They get up by 2. And Detroit starts putting their legs out there, and they start playing back on their heels. Why would Washington play back on their heels? Like Edmonton. Like, why would they play a defensive system of any kind, anytime, anywhere, unless there was like a 4-on, they pulled a goaltender or something like that. But besides that, they're not going to win a game like that too often with that defense. Larkin puts it away in overtime. Raymond with another assist. Did he have two points last night? No, 1. From Larkin and Seider, who's got 6 assists already this year. Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year, Seider. And Detroit took them by surprise. They took them by surprise. I think they undervalued them in the second, third. They got up 2-0, and they figured they had it. And they took a breather, and Detroit came and slammed the door on them. Getting a little concerned about Zadina. He's not racking up points, and really, this should be the year that he's really blowing the doors off of everybody. But Lucas Raymond My gosh, does that kid looks amazing. He could be Rookie of the Year, too. Ovechkin played 24 minutes and had 5 shots. And I like Hockey News Report said they played him like so much in the overtime. Yeah, I knew they were going to get better too, but they should be able to. This defense is not very good still. Anyways, let's go look at what do we have? Oh yeah, we already did that one. We already did that. Gold Knights versus the Stars. One of the few things I got right last night was the under on this. But did anybody get this 3-2? Oh, CL had 3-2, but he had the Stars. Knights 2-1, and I still say Dallas looks old, man. They outshot the Golden Knights last night. They should have won that game, really. Radulov finally got his first goal of the season, taking him a while. Hakanpää got an assist. Hakanpää got an assist from Radulov on that play. But the Stars, they have a hard time scoring. I don't know. I think that Bonus is going to get let go. I think Bonus is going to get let go one more time. They're playing way too defensive. Like, they have no thought towards offense. And when they do, like, and Ropo hints, this system that they have him playing, he just looks like frustrated out there. Same as Gurianov. They have too many guys that are not putting up points that should be putting up points. This isn't a case of like guys getting cold. This is a case. I think this is a case of guys being in prison in the system that's being played. The John Boy vid of him lip reading Bonus screaming on the bench. Oh, really? I didn't see that. We just talked about Vegas. We just talked about Vegas and the trade rumor. There's trade rumors going around with Vegas that they're out for Eichel. You know what? I don't think my voice is going to hold up today, guys. I'm going to try to finish this off, and I might call her early. I'm losing my voice. Anyways, Oilers versus the Flyers. I did this with Peyton on the radio last night. And I don't know, what was Edmonton doing in the third period? Should we give it to Philadelphia for slowing down the game and taking away their speed? Or did they just die? Like, it was such a boring third period. I couldn't believe it. They're down 1 in the third, and it was just like They were almost playing like they were ahead by 4. It was really weird. The Edmonton Oilers are the weirdest team I think I've ever seen. Virtually no defense. Barry was making all the Barry mistakes that Barry makes. Keith doesn't look relevant at all out there. Goalie mistakes, yes. Yeah, he was Koskinen was trending on Twitter. That's not a good sign. He let in some pretty flaky goals, but I can talk from both sides because I'm also a Philadelphia Flyers fan. But Atkinson, wow, is he ever panning out right now? He got out of the jail of Columbus and he is flying out there, man. Oh yeah, with Braun on the top pair, yeah, and that's the thing is they didn't pressure them at all. But I like to know what happened in the third period. I just like, did somebody drug them in the second or something? Like they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing in the second period. I think when I said that my voice is giving out, I might have to get going. Everybody took off, so. And I think I'm going to. I don't know. My voice is going on me today. So I'm not going to bother doing picks today because not many people are in the stream anyway. So I'm not feeling good today. So oh yeah, it was terrible. All right, buddy. Take care.